Thanks, Vera. Now, 5 years after the controversial 2020 election in Tanzania, a coalition of Africa's leading legal minds and human rights defenders say the continent's highest court has failed its most basic duty to deliver judgment. This delay, they claim, has come at a staggering cost. Thousands of lives lost in what they describe as a sham election just months ago in October 2025. Marion Barasa has the details.
It is known in legal circles as Application 046 of 2020, a case that activists say is the missing piece of the Tanzanian democratic puzzle.
The non-delivery of a judgment that was filed in 2020. We do have belief that the allegations, the 6 applicants in that case that filed a case, and the violations were similar to what we have seen in 2025.
Filed by Ado Shaibu, Secretary General of the Act Wazalendo Party, and 5 others, the suit alleges a systematic dismantling of the right to a free and fair vote. The Pan-African Lawyers Union today accused the Tanzanian government, the National Electoral Commission and security forces of orchestrating a campaign to subvert the will of the people through intimidation and procedural fraud. The stakes are rooted in a long history of legal defiance. Back in July 2020, in the landmark case of Jebra Kambole, the court ruled that the Tanzanian constitution states that once the National Electoral Commission declares a candidate as the winner of a presidential election, no court of law has jurisdiction to inquire into or nullify that result. In that landmark 2020 judgment, the court was clear as Tanzania was found guilty of violating the African Charter by prohibiting any judicial inquiry into a president's election once declared by the Electoral Commission. The court ordered the state to amend its constitution to allow for such challenges. Yet 5 years later, critics argue the spirit of that ruling remains ignored.
The 6 applicants are all citizens of Tanzania. Ado Shaibu, the Secretary General of the Political Party Alliance for Change and Transparency, Act Wazalendo, one of the most prominent opposition political parties, 2 candidates, one for the parliament and one for the House of Representatives, and 3 registered voters.
On 25th August 2025, the respondent filed its response and the applicants filed their reply on 16th September 2025. The court communicated its decision to close the pleadings 3 days later and has taken no further action since.
John Pombe Joseph Magufuli.
For many Tanzanians, the 2020 case is the missing piece of the puzzle. They argue that without a clear ruling from Arusha, the cycle of disputed elections and post-poll crackdowns, like the ones witnessed just months ago, will simply continue. Marion Barasa, KTN.
And that story by Marion Barasa leads us to a short commercial break, but even